Well, good afternoon. If it's 3 o'clock Eastern on Monday, it's time for Mondays with Michael live, wherever you're seeing this. If you're watching us on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, X, give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe, give us some feedback. We're getting really, really good feedback from our sessions, so thank you for that. Send me some ideas. I got some ideas. If you have some ideas on what you'd like to have me chat about, give me a shout out. Let me know what you think. Today's session is all about lifelong learning, and it's about you lifelong learning. So, being in the training, development, coaching business, we encourage our clients to continue lifelong learning for their employees, advocate for it, we talk about it, we deliver training, we deliver coaching. But those of us that are in the lifelong learning business also need to ensure that we are lifelong learners ourselves, that we have to make sure that we're learning and doing things that continue our professional development as we move forward ourselves. So let me give you a little feedback on what I've been doing the last few years to keep my lifelong learning, because I have several tracks. So I'm going to go through those tracks with you because I do different things in the business. So I really want to expand my knowledge in different areas. So um, I have a training track, I have a personal development track, and then I have a business development track. So I'm going to go through each of them. So I just finished the course. And if you saw this on my LinkedIn profile or my Facebook profile, I just finished another ATD program. So I've taken several ATD programs, virtual programs, over the last 2 years. And I do that more so for my personal development skills as a trainer, as a coach, as someone who builds content for clients. So I'm going to just walk through a couple that I've done over the last few years. Now, these ATD programs are 8 hours over the course of 2 weeks. The best part of not only is the best part the learning part of this, but the best part of this is all the resources they give you post session. I still dig into some of these resources, even a couple years later. It's when I build programs. So I did the blending learning certificate, which really taught me how to ensure that classroom, virtual learning, self-study is all combined in an individual's learning capabilities inside the organization. Took one on crafting leadership development programs because I do leadership development, I do leadership coaching. That was really great. Picked up a lot of tips about developing leader programs. One of the best ones I took was a virtual learning certificate. I did this just after COVID or during COVID, toward the end of COVID, where I really got to learn how to deliver virtually, which is a whole different set of skill set that a lot of us didn't have going into COVID. So that virtual learning certificate was great. And then the last one I just took was on consulting skills, how to assess, evaluate, and deliver information and actually consult with a client, which is part of what we do anyway. So I really wanted to get on that on my list to do. I also, when I go to the annual ATD conference each year, I do take a set of sessions around delivery in the classroom. So I definitely want to take those sessions. I'm in the classroom. I like to learn new tips, new techniques. Fortunately, Bob Pike passed, so he was one of my go-to guys at every year at the conference. But I still subscribe to his newsletter, so I do get those tips from him on a regular basis. And as I'm building programs, I'm thinking about what Bob would do. What would Bob do? For those of you who know Bob, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I also subscribe to his newsletter. So that's what I do kind of on the training side. What I do for me on the business side is I really need to learn about what's going on today in businesses, right? What are their challenges? What's happening inside of these corporations? I do that at the annual conference for ATD. I do go to those sessions delivered by those that are internal to kind of learn best practices of what's going on. I also do that locally with different business events. Some of the chambers and the Tech Council and different organizations will put on business events. What's going on in the actual business world as far as human capital and training and whatnot. So I go to those conferences also. But then again, for me, I'm also the CEO of the company, right? I've got to do the business development stuff. So along with the training stuff, I have to do the business development stuff. So I do also go to chamber events for that. I do go to networking events and whatnot. Did participate. I am starting to read some chapters in the ATD book for consultants. If you haven't picked this up yet, a great read. So I'm picking through some of the chapters on some things that I want to do better, learn better. So, you want to learn that business development stuff. I did find a group on LinkedIn. For those of you on LinkedIn, there's an entrepreneur group on LinkedIn that does a lot of great sessions for entrepreneurs. Did a session last week of about 30 of us getting together. We broke out in groups of 5 or 6, just chatting it up about challenges, what's working, what's not working in our businesses. So I have to keep, on top of running of the business itself. So I do a lot of that. And of course, on the personal development side, if you've never done a Tony Robbins event, we did Unleash the Power Within a few years ago, a 3 years ago. Still go back and take a look at some of that stuff, but I got to work on that individual stuff, right? That individual learning. What can I do to better myself, expand my knowledge and whatnot? So my tip to you today is, if you do not have an individual development plan for you, right? You don't need a coach to do this, but if you have a coach to do this, that's great. A lot of my clients have coaches. I do coaching sometimes, but you have to have an individual plan for you. No matter where you are in your life, no matter where you are in your career, you have to have an individual plan for you. What are the skills you need to get better? What is the business plan for you to improve yourself? And then what are the personal things you need to do to just improve your own self? And whether it's running a race, riding a bike, doing whatever, but you have to work on these things. You have to have a plan. You don't want to wake up 10 years from now and go, I should have learned that, and I should have learned this, and I should have learned that. Go out and do it today. If you need help doing that, I'm happy to help you, no charge. Come up with an individual performance plan based on your skill set. Come up with a business strategy for where you see yourself career-wise over the next 3 to 5 years, and then come up with a personal development plan, right? What can you do individually to increase your performance personally? Get more out of life, as Tony would say, right? Live your life and have no regrets. Have no regrets. So that's today's Mondays with Michael. Just kind of close out the summer. So we'll do a couple of sessions throughout the summer, kind of ad hoc along the way. There may be some things I see in the marketplace that I may want to come in and chat with you about. If you have some ideas, let me know. But in the fall, once we get past Labor Day, we will have a whole series of Mondays with Michael on leadership and a couple other things we're thinking about doing. So, and plus we have all the stuff that's on the YouTube channel that you can watch anytime. A lot of stuff on team building, DISC, and the Catalyst platform. If you're interested in that stuff, it's on our YouTube channel. But that's it for today. Mondays with Michael live, wherever you're seeing this. Make an individual performance plan for you. If you need help, give me a shout. We'll see you along the way in the summertime, and then we'll see you in September. Make it a great week. Bye.